never dawned what this was going to do to me at a personal capacity. I don't want to mention at organizational capacities. When this news came, what was the first thing that came to your mind from a strategic point of view, realizing that this thing was going to impact directly on your employees?
We went through to a coffee shop. We sat down and we said, okay, what's going on here?
Eish.
And the biggest realization was that belief that you think you're in control when you're really not. You know, that's something that we had to come to terms with. We thought we had all these plans, what we were going to do this year.
Yeah.
You know, we had roadmaps, we're going to get these projects, we're going to do these, we're going to focus on these guys, this is how we're going to achieve our targets this year. And that was gone. We had to realize that that's gone. So we had to come to the fact that, okay, if we can't control that, what can we control?
Yeah.
And you know, like we could sit there and live there, or we could focus on the items that are under our control.
Yeah.
So we looked at within our organization, we looked at three things.
Okay.
First thing, staff well-being. You know, all of our employees were shattered. They were scared. What's the company going to close now?
Yeah.
You know, we had come off a very positive, strong year. We had a lot of business confidence, but now this gets thrown at you. We knew that there's a lot of businesses that aren't going to make it.
Yeah.
How are we going to carry on operating in this environment?
Yeah.
About 3 million people, approximately 3 million people lost their jobs between the month of February to April 2020. We've got about 85.4% of businesses that their turnover was lower than normal. We've got a 13.3% of businesses whose turnover was, still normal.
To be in the shoes of government, and in particular be in the portfolio of arts and culture.
Yes.
Which means arts and culture, that portfolio knows that there are artists, that there are comedians, and comedians will need an audience all the time.
Yes.
If you were in this department, what is the one thing that you could have just done?
persons had to be stopped.
My God.
And when they are stopped, there is no payment.
Ish.
So they lived ngama food parcels.
Ay, ay, ay.
And even the food parcels, I have not seen
Yeah,
any food parcel.
yeah. When this announcement was made, what was your initial thought? What just crossed your mind?
Well, I felt scared because I didn't know if I would get back to school or if I could stay in touch with my friends.
It's been a space that has caused one to self-introspect. If you were to ask me what I have been through in the past few months, it has been like a serious introspection that is almost like it can't be, and yet it is.
So the isolation becomes having to have an encounter with Zonke.
Oh yes. Now I've got to deal with Zonke on a daily basis,
God,
and
yeah.
it's like, Zonke, who are you?
Yeah.
What is happening in your life?
Yeah.
What does this mean for you?
Yeah.
Where have you been? What is next? You start interrogating yourself, even some of the beliefs maybe that maybe you may have.
There is a new violation that is unspoken of, and because I may lose my job, then I cannot even tell my boss that what they are now demanding out of me is really beyond what I can handle, but I've got to, behind this isolation, the wall where they cannot see me, that I'm falling apart, I still need to be giving the results. And I do want to put across this as a challenge that if you are a business in South Africa, and yes, money has allowed you, technology has allowed you to be able to run, did you ever consider what we used to call the home-work balance? Because home-work balance from an HR point of view pushes for the reality that until employees are allowed to be at home and re-energize, they drag themselves to work. And I can tell you that that's exactly what COVID has done.
In our journeying back of the impact of COVID-19 in our lives, in the lives of many people in the world, one truth stands out, and that is the truth that will continue to set mankind free. And that truth is that in all circumstances, under all of them, under all the challenges, when we thought we were all going to die, when we knew that our future was never guaranteed, we saw God prevailing. We saw God healing us. We saw God triumphantly wiping away tears of those that we lost, our dear ones. We saw God making a way where there was no way. People were hungry. People continue to be hungry. But hunger did not kill us in this pandemic. Hunger did not kill everybody. Instead, we saw the faithfulness of God. We saw the power of God. We saw the prevailing power and will of Jehovah over his people. As we have experienced the goodness of God, I just want you to know that if there was anything that is left, I give you the month of October. I give you the month of October. God is realigning. God is bringing peace that surpasses understanding. God is bringing hope. The cloud has lifted up. I don't know about other places in the world, but I can attest that in this country, the cloud is lifting. And when the cloud lifts, the sun will shine again. The sun is shining already. I want us to remain optimistic and knowing that God is still in control, even in times when we are not in control, even in times when we are not sure. Stay blessed.